As a graphic designer, you need to learn these 6 essentials before it's too late. You will get these informations in different platforms, but to save your time, I've gathered all and put in this one video. We're gonna look at what is F and Z pattern in layouts, how to use colors in your layouts, how to give white space in your designs, how to use all caps, how to choose fonts, and finally a small tip on not using Comic Sans. I'm pretty sure you're gonna learn something new. Let's get started. Before designing anything, you have to learn about how humans see the layouts. Either they see it in a F pattern or a Z pattern. Here are two designs. In one of the designs, I've used F pattern. Let's see if you can guess which one is it. If you have guessed this one, you're absolutely right. Let me create a F pattern and show you how the human eyes travel on the layout. Starts from left top and move to right. Again from there to left below and move right. From there again, left below to right. You might ask, how is this even possible? In mid-2000, researchers at Nielsen Norman Group conducted eye tracking studies on hundreds of people browsing websites. They used the specialized equipments to track where the human eye sees on the screen, and that's where they found this pattern that's shaped like an F. They referred it as F reading pattern. So why this would be useful for graphic design? Here's a design example. There is a title on the center, also the image in the center. Both sides we are adding description to give balance. Now I'm not saying this design looks bad. It looks decent. All I'm saying is when we use F pattern to this layout, it's gonna look way more cleaner on the reading part. Audience will start at this point and move to right, come below to finish reading the title, and then move to the right image, and finally come to the description. F pattern is used perfectly. You can see the difference between both the designs. Also, what I'm saying here is you no need to follow this for all your designs. Follow this if you want to guide your audience from the left top and make them read your designs in a F pattern. In that way you can place most important parts in the F pattern. The Z pattern is more similar, just that it starts from left to right and directly go to left bottom to the right. This Z pattern would work well for the web designs. Just imagine you're looking at a group of sheep. As soon as we see it, we don't see them as one by one and recognize as different sheep. We always see them together as one, even though they are individual sheep. One of the main reasons would be they all are same color. So as humans, our mind decides when multiple things are in the same color, they all are related. But what if the sheep are in different colors and all are in the same group? We'll definitely feel mismatch over there and we'll recognize each of them by different colors. Same way we have to see our layout, and whatever is in the layout are related by colors. I used to be a very amateur on using colors. Let me show you an example. Here's a design. Just analyze how many colors are used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a very bad sign on using colors. Here's the same design with 3 colors used. You can already notice that which one looks well designed. What we have to understand here is if everything looks colorful, nothing stands out. Here's another design example. This designer has used just one color to highlight the key element. What we have to do is keep one primary color, which can go all over the layout. Then choose one text color. Later choose one color for highlighting any key element in your design. This is what a good designer does. Another example I found online, how this design had used this color to highlight in overall layout. It's very smart way to use it. One last example, look at this poster. Everything looks very good, but if we highlight this text giving a contrast, it gives more focus on that one word. Same way you can use for description, highlighting a word. Don't use all caps for long text. I'm gonna show you two shapes, one square, one circle. Just imagine we have to design a football poster and we have to add a football in that design. In these two shapes, which one you'll be adding for the background? If you choose circle, then you're relating the main element to the shape, which will go really well since both doesn't have a sharp edge. Definitely square won't fit well and it definitely won't have the flow. Similar way we have to use all caps and small letters in our design, depending upon the brand and the visual element. Because when you use all caps, most of the edges will be sharp for the letters, wherein small letters it is the opposite. Two things we should know about using all caps. Like the design represents something bold or a strong message. Look at this design. Alright, we have used all caps over there, but honestly Apple brand always keeps it minimal and shows more comfort in the design. Also you can see here on the phone corners how it has curves. So when we see the text, the letters in the sharp edges, it doesn't even suit the product. Changing it to the small letters will blend really well to the product and and also overall brand appearance. I'm not saying don't use all caps, only use it when the brand or the design really needs it. Second thing to keep in mind is never ever use all caps if you're having a big paragraph. You can see how the text is grabbing the attention in your layout. Also, it really hurts the eyes when we are reading it, makes it very uncomfortable. So best thing is when you have big paragraphs, always go for the small letters. Always remember in your design, the empty space which you leave is not wasted. It improves readability and focus. Let's look at an example. This design looks perfect. Good hierarchy, good contrast and balance. But if someone sees it, at least the 60% of the people will feel it's too much information to read and immediately lose the interest on this design. We can fix that by giving more white space. Here's what I mean. Now if you see in this design, I have given plenty of white space between the title and the subtitle. Also between the image. This immediately gives relief to our eyes and will feel like a lot of comfort while reading each sections in the layout. Instantly it minimalizes the design. Now you can see difference between these two designs. This is how white space can change your design's viewing experience. If your design feels crowded, remove things or minimize the size before adding more elements. Here's another example. In this, white space is given, but we can improve it more by giving a lot more white space. Now you can see the difference over here. Also remember one thing, you can't give white space for all the designs. Just a few designs if you want to show minimalism in it, or when you have a lot of content to add in your layout. Honestly, when I started designing, I used too many fonts in my designs, which used to look like this. At starting of my career, I felt this is creativity, but it was a big mess. Later on my journey, I realized we shouldn't use more than 2 fonts for a design. Now you can see the difference. All we have to focus on is how well we can convey the message to the audience, so they understand easily. You can play around with text sizes within the same font, like this one, but never overuse it. If you really want to show difference between the font, play around with text size and colors. Like this example, the designer has used same font but played with size and colors by increasing one text and placing it in the background. Also for other details, they've used secondary font. By doing that, they have finished the whole design. This is an example of creativity by using just one font, showcasing in a different style, using colors, size and even contrast. If you wanna really understand about using typography, check out this video in my channel. I'll add the link in the description. Finally, never use Comic Sans even when you're designing a comic book. Comic Sans became famous because it was overused in professional situations. You can see these ads and warning signs using Comic Sans. By doing this, our design loses value and quality. A simple way to say this is choose fonts that match the message. Here's a design example. This is a law firm ad banner. You might have noticed that Comic Sans has been used. When we think about law firms, it comes under a very serious and a professional category. So instead of Comic Sans, we have to use more serious and a professional font, serif fonts. This is how the design is gonna look when you add suitable fonts to it. Now you can see clear difference, right? Finally, I wanna say fonts have voice. Pick the right voice for your brand. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope I gave you a useful information. If yes, please do subscribe by showing your support and hit a like. I'll see you in another one.